Bring up snare. Bring it up. Welcome everyone. This is ladies and gentlemen. This Christ 169 coming to you with another live stream video here. If you're watching this live, watching later on, appreciate it more. Top story is today new Sony handheld, or is it? And the World Wrestling Entertainment sold to an Endeavor Group that does UFC for probably around, I've heard, $3 to $9 billion. Now, this first topic on the list is going to be new PlayStation, new Sony handheld, or is it? They're calling it a Play Anywhere type of initiative. It's just like what Xbox has right now, but we can use your phone or whatever. I've looked into it a little bit. I haven't seen much about it that really worthwhile. The only thing I know is that it's going to work exclusively with the PlayStation 5 only. It's a remote play. Pretty much what it's going to be called, a remote play, just like the PS4 had with the Vita. Granted, it wasn't as great, but it had remote play, and of course they scrapped the Vita, some years ago. But this is the PlayStation approach to probably use everyday tablets, everyday phones as your next PlayStation Portable that you can play. How's that going to work? No one the hell knows. Because right now, PlayStation 1. Sorry, I got to get a drink. I am throat's coughing, hacking, damn dust. The damn pollen won't go away. Anyway, though, sorry. It's the Xbox Play Anywhere native is good, but not everybody I know has phones who has Xbox account has phones playing it on the Xbox controller come together like that to connect it to make your controller, make your Xbox thing work. Um, I never uses that. If you have a tab like that, it's going to be a Switch or a Switch Lite you're using to play anywhere. But this was what this new Sony Play Anywhere is going to be. Is going to be something like almost like your Xbox Play Anywhere. Like I said before in the previous starting the video, but I don't think it's going to be as popular. The Play Anywhere, the remote play was good with the Vita on the PS4. But this feature is only going to work if you have a PS5. Literally. I mean, if you get PS4 Pro, PS4, you're SOL. Like me, like me, you ain't got either. You're SOL. So it's kind of stupid. It's limitations that's really driving me crazy. These billion-dollar companies will give us all this wacky stuff, but then shackle us with limitations. So Xbox stuff. You can only do this. You're like, why don't you just give us the damn whip it and call it a damn day? You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking, though. That's what I'm really thinking it's going to be that way. To be that way. And that's really what I think is going to be a problem. The situation is that every time you turn around with this kind of stuff, new technology, look at the Switch. Prime example of a Switch here. The Switch is the latest thing you take around. It's underpowered by a hell of a lot by the Xbox, hell, One X and PS4. But the thing took off and ran. It ran with it. It became the best-selling console, actually surpassing the Wii just maybe a few years ago. That being said, though, I do believe that this could take off if it was on everything, not just PlayStation 5. I know PS5 is the latest greatest thing right now. Yes, they're selling them at GameStop. You can find them at Walmart and places like that. You can, but I'm not gonna go buy a PlayStation 5 when I have a 3070 right here in front of me, or right next to me. Um, and that's something there that needs to be addressed, that needs to be done, that needs to be dealt with, and really needs to just taken care of, and really that's something that needs to be addressed and needs to be dealt with in a way that is not going to be seen as being not callous or lazy in a sense, because the Switch is selling well, but like the Switch, the Vita, didn't have a chance to really get out the ground, and now Sony wants to release a new or a hybrid type of play anywhere remote play initiative, but only if you have a PS5. And I guarantee you a phone or tablet that's capable of doing what it needs to do. Or they had the Vita that could do all that crap, and they do all that crap. They don't have to worry about the Play Anywhere initiative. All they have to do now is just really okay. We need to focus on getting these games to work on this system, this new remote play we're using, and not have to worry about you know dealing with what may not come from it. And I think people just need to understand that what I am talking about is that the the PlayStation Vita was a great system, handheld. I bought it, used it for about 2 years. And I traded it into GameStop because I've used it all I could do. The games started stopping, coming out, and Call of Duty was garbage. It came on my the online player was fun, but Mortal Kombat was interesting on it. You just rub your finger at the screen. Cool, but no, it wasn't a lot of love behind it. And I think that's where the problem lies. That there was not a lot of love behind and pushed behind the system to even sell well. And now they're trying to do this play anywhere where you can take your phone, technically, put a little like PlayStation has or Xbox has controllers there to remote play. But unlike the PlayStation, if you have the Xbox app on your phone, you can play all the games that you have on Game Pass on your phone. You don't have to worry about having to, have only on PlayStation 5. I think where Sony is kind of missing the mark on this situation. They're making it okay. We're going to do something really cool and awesome, but we're going to screw it up in the end with stupid, nonsense that has nothing to do with what Xbox is doing or Nintendo is doing. And I think where they're going to drop the ball on that one, it's going to hurt them in the end tremendously. I believe Sony can have a downfall of this if they don't start making sense. Okay, fine, Sony. You want us to pay $60, $70 a game. Put the app on PC. Put the app on the phones. Put the app on the tablets. You let us go where we want to and play your damn games. This is what I would be telling Sony if I had any say at all in what they were doing. It says, stop this cordon off nonsense because it's not the 90s anymore. We're way past that nowadays. There's no longer a Sega, Nintendo, and no. You need to be more open and broad. Okay, they're playing AAA games on their phones right now that are just throwing pigs against walls or birds against walls for the longest time. Now they're actually playing decent games. They're actually pretty decent. They're not just stupid, snake games. They're actually real good games. Um, that being said, though, Sony probably won't listen, not to me anyway, because they don't care. And what they want is money. But what they need to do is start making sense of the money they're spending. Like I said before, you put the app on the game, you put the app, they have a PlayStation Now app. Put the Sony app, PlayStation app on PC. Make it where you can go on there and play any game you want, regardless if it's on PlayStation Now or not. And you can have it. You can play it. You can do what you need to do with it. And it's something that needs to be addressed. And this needs to be addressed and needs to be dealt with. Um, this is something that needs to be dealt with. Because if they get the PlayStation app, yes, you can do PlayStation Now. And maybe they'll have an app you can use on your computer. And if they do that, people can buy PlayStation games and play it on their PC through the app, through the Sony PlayStation app, or the TV or their phone. Before you know it, you have hundreds of thousands and million more people on your ecosystem. But they ain't doing that. They're doing it the old way that never worked for them. That worked for them back in the day. People are not going to go spend $500 on a console if they can't afford it, but they can afford a free download of an app, and they can afford PlayStation Plus, Now, Ultra, whatever, and say it's like $60 a year. They can swing that because they can't swing $500 for a new console off the bat, and you put some good games and nothing crap, mistake crap, good games, not day one like Microsoft does. It'd be nice if you did, but maybe 2 months, a month later, it comes on. But I would say just do it day one too as well. Just day one. If you want to own it, then you get like a discount. Say 20% off. You can download it to your computer through the app or the cloud we want to use, we want to call it, and play it that way. So you don't have to stream it or anything. You're not streaming it anyway when you're playing it through the Xbox anyway. You download it to your PC. That's how it should be. But it's not. Because PlayStation doesn't understand this. I hope they will. But time will tell. Now, folks, for the extra bit of news here. Their news. World Entertainment sold to same group that owns UFC now owns wrestling. That's right. Vince McMahon and his weird ass mustache decided to sell to Endeavor and not Saudi Arabia Group. What's this mean for everybody who's a wrestling fan? Vince McMahon will probably be in charge again to muck up more stuff. Because the fans believe that Vince McMahon's style of booking is pushing people that are the Roman Reigns and the Brock Lesnar. That's fun and great and all. But why don't you put Cody Rhodes on there? Why don't you put some Seth Rollins in there? Why don't you put some other young star in there? Give them a chance. Don't just smack them away and here's our. Because they spent 7 years cramming Roman Reigns down our throats. And when they finally booked him the way that we wanted him to be booked, to be a heel, and just to be run roughshod, now he's getting stale. Cody Rhodes comes in, they just turd all over him, and it's like, okay, so now with this acquisition and merger, they're going to own 51% of WWE, where Vince McMahon thinks 49% will still own the creative. So you're going to see a lot more weird crap going back to where it was when Vince McMahon owned the company directly and just mucked stuff up. So I'm pretty much done with wrestling right now for a while until I figure out why in the world they're doing what they're doing. Because WrestleMania was good. WrestleMania night one was like Triple H's night one, and Vince McMahon was night two. You can tell the difference. Because night one, you didn't know if the Usos are going to lose titles during the last second, but you knew the ending of night two, or WrestleMania night two at the end of the event. You knew Cody wasn't going to win because every obstacle that Vince threw in there, you can tell the usual Vince McMahon, what I call Vince McMahon, plague, the interference and the constant the run-ins. It doesn't sell anymore. People know when they happen, they're not going to win, and I think that bugs a lot of people. But Vince McMahon selling the Royal Entertainment for like 6 or 9 billion dollars to Endeavor, that now he owns UFC, and making a company out of those two will be interesting. Yeah, you have a lot of UFC stars that come over. Ronda Rousey, and you had Brock Lesnar come over. You have a lot of people that can come over and make good storylines in wrestling, but you can't have Vince McMahon running around pushing Roman Reigns to beat all of them into the ground because that just ain't gonna work. You can't have a one trick pony, and that's what Vince McMahon is. And him being in charge of creative is like, okay, so we're going back to the old way of doing things, where it's usually in one year out the other. No one listens, no one cares, and wrestling suffers. A lot of those fans that came back during Triple H's tenure are going to be packing their tents, putting the tent back up, putting the stick over their shoulder like this with a little sack and those cartoons, and they'll be walking off in the sunset. They'll walk away, or get in their vehicles and just driving away, and they will not come back, and they won't come back because people are not going to watch wrestling that's so predictable. It's stupid. You can literally almost read the script how it's going. You can almost see the script and read it word for word. What's going to happen? Run in here. Kick out. Small package. Hit from behind. 1, 2, 3. Okay. You know it's going to happen. That's how Vince McMahon does his wrestling. For some reason, when he went to this weird realm of nonsense, where wrestling became a bigger joke than it actually was before. And it's terrible because I love wrestling. I love the old school WWF stuff, and even some of the WWE stuff ain't too bad. But when you have stars just being buried and destroyed for no reason whatsoever, it bothers me a little bit, and it should bother everybody else. And I'm wondering how many people are losing their jobs in Titan Tower because of this merger. Endeavor already has accountants and has COOs, that know that they can move over and run both of them. Now, I think a president's going to be in charge of UFC, is going to be in charge of WWE, or moving over to WWE to run it, to be the president over it. So essentially, it's going to be whoever's president now going to be out the door, and that's sad though, because a lot of good people there. And you saw Raw where Triple H went out and talked about how everybody's important and we're all family. Yeah, then you're going to find out how much family are come Friday when you're handing out pink slips saying goodbye, family. Uh, good luck in your future endeavors when they go back to a video store or go back to a gas station or go somewhere else to work. And they work there for 5, 10, 15 years. And all they got to show for it is pink slip and a kick in the ass. Because Vince McMahon had to sell to a company that, yes, UFC is cool. And I make the point very clear to everybody else here. Point very clear to everybody else in online. If UFC, if the company said, you know what, we're taking anything off Peacock Network, we're gonna force people to pay $80 a month for this. I'm done with wrestling. I'm not, the $9.99 gag with the network was a gag. You had, Michael Cole there with the signs of $9.99, and yes, it was funny, but it was getting people to understand the WWE network. If they bring that back to everyone, that'd be okay, including into the United States. That's fine. They say, well, every United States we're gonna have to go for ESPN Plus and pay $80 per pay-per-view. I'll just watch my DVDs of the WrestleManias and Survivor Series I have and Royal Rumbles. I will no longer be buying pay-per-views. I'll watch the old stuff because to me that's a slap in the face. I mean, you're giving us all this stuff for $9.99. All of a sudden you want to pay $8 a month? I don't think so. No, not worth it. I ain't going to. And you're gonna watch viewers tank. People are not gonna buy it because people can't afford $80 ticket to go watch wrestling for 3 hours, even though it's a grand spectacle, grand stage mall, WrestleMania. People are not gonna spend $80. It's impossible. People hurt for cash out there. People have to pay bills. And granted, maybe 9.99 was too cheap. But you know what though? They had their own streaming service. But they can be a little bit merciful and not just rake everybody over the coals and bend them over and take their wallet out and slap them back in the head. Say thank you, their tool, and run off when they're with the money. They can be a little bit merciful because people out there don't have tons of money to go spend. I paid $60, $70 for pay-per-views before, and it's not fun. But you know what though? I did it because I had the money back then. It was a different time back then. Cable was different than it is nowadays. And if they go back to this cable and satellite thing, so long wrestling, I won't watch it. I'll watch AEW on one Wednesday, and that's it. I won't watch anything else because it doesn't bother me anymore. I won't watch Raw. I won't watch nothing because I'm not going to give them and turn around and charge me $80 for something that I was paying $9.99 for, or $10 a month on Peacock Network or the WWE Network way before that. Back when I started in 2013, 2014, when it first launched, watching all the King of the Ring, with all the WrestleManias, all I want to watch at my time. So I have a lot of fear. Like a lot of wrestling fans have a lot of fear about this acquisition with Endeavor doing purchasing the World Wrestling Entertainment um, brand, and if they get the licenses and they can put them on ESPN Network or whatever they want to call it, and charge everybody $20 a month for it, it's just really not going to be. It better be no. It better be a damn freaking spectacle. It better be winning matches, babyfaces going over, none of this running disqualification shit. It better be the most damn freaking mesmerizing event at all time. It won't be because Vince McMahon will be in charge. Going, we'll push Roman Reigns to kill everybody in the whole building. We'll push Roman Reigns to beat everybody up in the stands. Superman punch and an old lady across the ring, across the damn arena. We'll make Brock Lesnar F5 bunch of people. That's what Vince McMahon wants. He wants simplicity. He was Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar. That's all he thinks about. There's like Seth Rollins. There's like Dean Ambrose that left. All the good wrestlers that left. Braun Strowman that left and came back. These guys are some damn good wrestlers and performers. And Vince McMahon won't give them a chance. And it sucks because it's Braun Strowman, it's Ryan, it's Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, Suplex City, everybody in the arena, and Superman punches and spearing people, Roman Reigns, and that's it. Every WrestleMania is those two practically, and like, okay, we're tired of this. This is what happened to WCW before they went out of business. So I'm thinking that the World Federation is going out, or entertainment is going out of business in a sense of, creatively out of business. And Endeavor's just scooping up the body parts and the rest that they can use and can make their hybrid Borg type of, drone to hopefully keep the prices down low, keep pay-per-views at a normal price. If it's like $20 a pop, fine. I'll pick and choose what I want. If I have to use ESPN Plus, whatever. If it's like $80 a pop, no, I'm not gonna spend $80 on no damn wrestling event. Hell, $50 ain't worth it. And I bought WrestleMania at $54 on satellite and watched it, and it was good to watch. But like I said, guys, that's why my biggest gripe is today. WWE Network being sold to Endeavor, and they own UFC, and UFC is going pretty good. But not everybody can pay $80 a month to watch a fight. You have to have a little bit of compassion out there. Get people a break in the wallet book for a little while. That means you sell a good match for $10. Who cares? If you get 50 million people, that's $50 million you're making right then and there. You make 100 million people. You might get a million. You might get a billion people watching it. Who knows? If you go out there and go $80 for everything, we'll just give you the one finger peace sign and keep on walking. The one finger peace sign and keep on strolling. And I won't look back. Yes, I'll miss wrestling because I love watching it. WrestleMania Night 1 was a good WrestleMania. Night 2 was the Neanderthal WrestleMania, and that's sad to me. And I really hope Man's back and going to start mucking everything up because if he does, it's done. That's what I got, guys. I know. Sorry about the WrestleMania thing. What about the wrestling? WrestleMania 39 was good. Night 2 blew, but Night 1 was awesome. Not just because KO and everything won the tag titles, but it's because it was a good production. It was really good. You didn't know what was going to happen on Night 1. Night 2, you kind of figured out what was going to happen. But Night 1, you didn't know what was going to happen. It was good. You know, Judgment Day got a new title. The women's champion is Ripley. Congratulations on her title win against Charlotte Flair. That's a hell of a great match. The opener, John Cena versus Austin Theory, was a great match. I think that was a really good match myself, though. I think it was probably the best match. No, it's better than the whole card on second night, practically. Night 2. Um, the Night 2 women's tag team match where um, Ronda Rousey and her little friend beat a bunch of women to win a tag team title shot, whatever. Um, Women's tag team champions with against Bailey and with Rich against the can't remember the damn name. Can't remember the damn name. My head's just going blank. So, Squad is called something. Damn. Trish looked pretty good to look at, even after 20 plus years. But it was a good match too. All matches of Night 1 were good. Some were kind of weird, but all of them were good. The Seth Rollins versus Paul Landon was good. Paul was a good match. Paul splashed his friend in a gigantic drink bottle and producing his new energy drink. I thought that was kind of funny, but it was good, solid lineup. Night 2 was just where the rails fell off to me, when the train fell off the rails to me. Just you knew it was going to happen. That's going to happen. You can tell it's going to happen. So that's my review, guys. I review Night 1 as an A+. Night 2 a C-, easy, because C- is garbage. Cody Rhodes got destroyed by 4 people, and KO and Sami Zayn could come in and help out, but that was just funeral there. It was just a match that should have ended early. It should have ended with a third or second crossroads and 1, 2, 3, live over, and everybody happy. And I don't know what the problem is of letting people have 2 happy nights. I mean, literally, they have to make somebody miserable somewhere, and they have to go out of the way to do it. So Night 1 was great. Night 2 was B+ for Night 2. Night 1 gets an A+, easy. I call it the Triple H and Vince show. Vince show C+, Triple H A+. C- for Vince, A+ for Triple H, because you could tell who's really pushing who and who's just Neander and it's scaredy. That's my video, guys. Like, subscribe, engage, ring that bell. Appreciate that. You guys later. Peace out.